Hello. I told you the timer controlled me. Hello. How are we doing today? My fake green screen is being a bit weird. I don't have Straw Harvest on Sandy Bay yet. Today's plan is to prep for that. Because I need to get all of this grass sorted. Which means I actually do need to do silage today. Because from what I understand, if I can get this off the ground, I might be able to get Straw Harvest working correctly. So today's plan is to completely get these two fields empty of anything vaguely resembling dry grass. Straw Harvest messes up Sandy Bay only in existing saves. And there's ways you can get around it. And this is one of the ways, is to get rid of any crops that are added. Dry grass, this is added by seasons. So if I can get rid of this, I might be able to get Straw Harvest working. Weather's being crap weather is needed. It's actually really nice here today. It's nice and warm. I was talking to my dad earlier. I said it's kind of nice in a way that the weather's getting good because people can at least do gardening. Yeah, every house in Ireland will have a perfectly manicured lawn and perfectly manicured hedges by the end of this. Why is that a Storm song so good? Because it's a good song. Oscar, Sandy Bay and Straw Harvest. Okay, so I have done some reading. And some research as to why the hell Straw Harvest messes up Sandy Bay. And the simple answer is it's a game bug that's being caused. It's a bug within the game. It's not a problem with Straw Harvest, it's not a problem with Sandy Bay. It's an unfortunate coincidence that those two, the Straw Harvest and Sandy Bay, come together to glitch the game out quite badly. Now if you start a new save on Sandy Bay with Straw Harvest, you will have no problems. If you have no new crops, meaning dry grass or anything on the ground, when you load in Straw Harvest, you won't have any problems. I might need to buy a couple of fields and cultivate them to fix this. But my aim is to get Sandy Bay working with Straw Harvest in the next couple of days. Or if we start at the beginning of spring. It's having no custom crops on the ground in winter helps that. My issue is I've got the dry grass on the ground, which isn't hay. So I cannot put Straw Harvest in right now because this would all turn to magic snow. But if I clear these fields entirely, and that does mean I'll need to come in with the sweeping brush of awesome. If I clear these fields entirely, I can deal with the problem by having silage, which is an in-game crop, and manure, which is also an in-game crop. And that's the plan. That's how I'm going to try and get Straw Harvest working. Now, odds are when the update comes out, I will start a new save, because I want to do a couple of tweaks to the map anyway. And a couple of things from the update do require... are best with a new save. So I will be doing that. I'll be downloading the update, doing a couple of tweaks to the map itself. Thank you very much, Hayden. Unfortunately, you're not setting off the old alerts. There are new alerts today. Or as of yesterday. Thank you for the €1.77 super chat, as it turns out. $2 is. Good morning, snow bales. I'm afraid that doesn't happen. Fortunately or unfortunately. The reason there are new alerts is because I'm no longer using Streamlabs. I am using Stream Elements, and I can't figure out how to change the alerts on Stream Elements, so that's the way that they're working for now. That was part of the old layout. The Stream Elements layout is one, like, the entire overlay is one big thing. Also, that's not Streamlabs, Bradley. That was just me using an overlay that worked best with Streamlabs. The new overlay is, like, all of it, including the top bit up there, is all the one thing. Is all the one source. In my OBS, which I need to sort my OBS, because it's a mess. I sorted my Streamlabs OBS last night, so Twitch will have a slightly new coat of paint. Unfortunately, I couldn't find a good new overlay that was free, so I'll be using the old overlay just with a slight touch-up. And I'll do some organizing of my OBS sources tonight after the stream. Yeah, the old overlay is now just the Twitch overlay. If you have dry grass on the ground, it becomes snow. If you have dry grass on the ground, it glitches out. At least song requests come out in Twitch chat so you can see, yeah. I mean, Pretzel were supposed to have a bot that works in YouTube chat, the same as the Pretzel bot on Twitch. But, for some reason, like, partially, I guess, because YouTube keeps changing the damn API, they couldn't get it working correctly. So, it is how it is. Having another non-PG stream tonight? I don't know. Like, there's a lot that I need to do for various reasons. Like, I need to sort my OBS out and just clean it up a bit. Because there's sources that I never use that are just there. And I need to group sources and just clean that up a bit. And that's going to take probably 20 minutes. If not a bit longer, which doesn't sound like a long time, but... you know, limited time at night. Also, yeah, also copyrighted songs on YouTube. There's a reason they use Pretzel on YouTube. Straight up. I may start another farm sim map just for Twitch. But I can't find a map that I like enough to do that with. So you guys get your fun copyrighted music and farm sim all at the same time. Twitch is kind of more of a chill place for me anyway. If you didn't notice yesterday with the way that I was playing Bannerlord, which by the way is a really good game. It is every bit as good as I thought it would be. Told him to play something. Yeah, that's why I don't have song requests on YouTube. Because YouTube copyright is not something to play with. Especially with live streams. Otherwise, I'd be listening to non-stop metal. Hey, Keen. How's it going, dude? By the way, I did go through the moderators on YouTube a bit, so you might see some former moderators that are no longer moderators. It's just they haven't been around for ages. Or I don't feel like they're going to come back to the channel at all. It's nothing personal. It's just that they haven't been around for so long that I don't think they're coming back. One strike and no streaming for 3 months. You like the chill Twitch streams? I really enjoy them. Like, they're what I'd like all streams to be, is just me chilling, listening to usually pretty good music. And just being me. But I know that's not really all that possible on YouTube. Because you gotta do certain things on YouTube that are like, oh yeah, please like the stream and do the subscribe and maybe be a member. Also maybe send me money through Super Chat. Also you can send tips through the link in the description, which hopefully is a Streamlabs link and not a Streamlabs link. Also you can become a member. Also sign your soul over to YouTube. They're too late for you. They are brilliant, Janice. Chungus Humongous is my favorite character that I've come up with. How's lockdown going for me? It's literally no different to usual. I'm streaming more and that's about it. Because on a normal day... Hey, Velocity. On a normal day, I'm sat in my room 95% of the time anyway. So all lockdown means is there's other people in the house more, like, constantly. That's literally it. Chungus Humongous is just a meme. I like Chungus tactics, where he just rides around swinging his sword even if there's nobody around. Also his casual wear. Chungus Humongous is a casual cross-dresser, it's fine. So under regular routine, so responsible. How boring. I could play Ark now? No. No, Ark is a game that I just... No. 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 It's not a game that interests me all that much. I know that it's basically Minecraft but with dinosaurs, but no. Isn't Ark super grindy? That's kind of an added problem, yeah. Yeah, you never thought you'd miss school. Yeah, everybody wants time off school until they get the time off, and then it's like, oh, there's literally nothing to do. Can we go back to school yet? The trick, honestly, is just make up jobs for yourself to do. Even if they're completely pointless, just make up things to do. Gets boring without friends, and it's really time consuming, yeah. There's a lot of games that are like, they're really good in multiplayer, but they're not really single player experiences. Mudrunner's one of them. Like, Mudrunner, Spin Tires, SnowRunner, I still don't know if I'm gonna get it. Probably not at this point. Because by the time I'll be able to afford it, and I'm not... Nobody, please nobody's gifted to me on Steam like Cart did with Bannerlord, because Bannerlord was very different. Bannerlord is a game I'll play the snot out of over many, many times. But SnowRunner, by the time that I'll be able to afford it, Landy and Simulate will probably be all played out. So I'm not all that pushed about getting it. SnowRunner is just MudRunner but in snow, yeah. But like it's most fun multiplayer, and Landy and Simulate are playing a lot. But by the time I get it, if I get it, they'll be all played out. So there is no point in me getting it, most likely. It's not even that. You have unfinished coursework still in school. You might have to rely on predicted grade for your lower sixth. As far as I'm aware, Jamie, in the UK at least, you can opt to take exams and stuff. You can opt to take exams when they are able to do them. SnowRunner is a new game, Epic exclusive. It looks really good. It looks really, really good. I'm not going to say that it doesn't, but it's something that, as a single-player experience, doesn't interest me at all. And multiplayer, by the time I'd be able to get it, Landy and Sim would be bored of it. Watch the R word, Del. AC Dog. It's gotten there, gonna mark coursework and estimate results. Yeah, and if you want to do the exams, you can, as far as I'm aware. Hopefully no predicted grades in Ireland. Yeah, it's a PG stream. YouTube streams are PG, so if I'm on YouTube, they're PG. If I'm on Twitch, I don't care. Twitch is my chill place. There's the Antonov. Thank you, Antonov. So, I'm hoping this works. I'm hoping this... Like, if I can get this all done today, and I'm gonna swap my plan for silage a bit. I was going to use the John Deere. I'm going to just use a forage wagon because it's a bit easier. No physical classes this semester. Yeah. Teachers have to guess. From what I'm saying on this, I heard from the BBC that there will be an option available for people who want to do exams. Some people, their predicted grades will be better than what they'd get in the exams, so obviously they're going to accept the predicted grades. But the option will be there for people who aren't happy with what they were predicted with. Hello James, how's it going today, dude? End of the day, nobody actually knows what will happen with most things, because something like this hasn't happened for over a century. You know, if you've read about the 1918 pandemic in your history classes, back at Farm Sim, yep. If you've read about the 1918 pandemic in your history classes, congratulations. You're now living through what'll be in history classes in 15-20 years time. This is history happening. It sucks to be a part of it. I went today. Plan for the day, Spudman, is to do silage and try and get straw harvest to work with Sandy Bay in an existing save. Like the new overlay, I am quite a fan of it. Listen to Johnny Cash. Ooh, I need to listen to more Johnny Cash. March was a hell of a decade, Janice. Wish you could go outside. See, I'm quite happy being inside. Once it starts getting hotter, I'll be very open. Once it gets properly hot in the summer, I'll be streaming without the webcam on, because I will need to try and keep myself cool. And the little LED, at least it's currently a little LED. I've got another one on the way. Last I heard it was in Amsterdam. The light that I use to light up my face so that it's not hella dark, does warm me up, believe it or not. So when it gets properly hot later on in the summer, the webcam will be switched off, and the scene will be just the source won't be active in OBS because it'll be too damn hot, and nobody wants to see me sweating. Got 1080 back for quality. Yes, I fixed that setting. One side of your face is shaved well, the other's just covered in hair. Yeah, there's actually a bit of beard left on my neck, but I can't be bothered fixing it. So it's just gonna stay that way. Also, I think my dad's growing a beard now as well. This is an LED. Yeah, that's true. It's a 3 watt though, so I mean it is putting out quite a lot of light. But I have to be very careful not to look at it because it does blind me. I am a fan of this windrower. I know that I said I wasn't too big of a fan initially, but now that I've got a bit more used to it, yeah, I like it. Because it gives you that 4 rotor swath, but with 2 rotor width. Doesn't snap down as much as I'd like. Bright lights do have the side effect of blinding, yes. That is always a problem. Why are there weeds? Oh, I know why. Because that field isn't technically growing yet, is it? No, it's just planted, okay. This is so satisfying. Some lighting gel. Well, I have ordered a better light, a more suitable light for having in front of my face for kind of hours on end. It's called a ring light, and it's kind of like a mini studio light, so it should be a bit better and give off better light. Hello, David. How's it going today? How's your Thursday? I want to say today's Thursday going. David, a commercial for the windrower. Gives you that 4 rotor swath, but you only get 2 rotors. Jim, how's it going, dude? I am pretty good today. How are you? You're doing good, David? Good to hear. All days are good when you can start off with a lasagna. Granted, it was like 2-day-old leftover lasagna that I microwaved. Took out of the fridge and microwaved. But I mean, it's still good. It's still lasagna. Still lasagna. Still gonna taste delicious. I believe the dinner tonight is gonna be very generic chips and sausages. Because we got a new deep fryer yesterday, and my mother apparently wants to test it. I am aware of that, farming boy. I'm continuing this save just so that I can play Sandy Bay effectively. I'm not going to take it as serious as I would if it was going to be kept forever. But I want to try and get Straw Harvest working and try working it. A deep fryer is not essential, but my sister is. And she ordered it online. It got delivered yesterday. Loving the fine weather. Yeah, it's nice to be, in a way, inside and just look out and it's sunny and nice and warm. I think a lot of people would be a lot more upset if it was the dead of winter and just raining and cold all the time and they're stuck inside. In all seriousness, the deep fryer was ordered online, so like it's all above board with orders and stuff. It's even better if you're outside. It is better if you're outside. We're gamers, we're born for isolating. Exactly, Liam. This is the year of the introvert. People who just like being inside on their own are in their element right now, because, like, as I've said, I haven't really had to change much. I'm streaming a bit more to entertain you guys while we're all inside, but that's about it. There's no real difference to my lifestyle as a whole because of this. Other than obviously, you know, washing my hands more. Ernie, hello. Spent the day getting the garden sorted. Good plan. Responsible plan. You're staying at home. It's a good way to get some outside time, is doing some gardening. Good can of beer and a good multiplayer server. I mean, I don't know about the beer, but the multiplayer, yeah. Multiplayer works. So go out, wait until after the stream. It's usually pretty quiet outside. Yeah, I mean, all you can do is stay home as much as is possible, and like go out once a day for a walk or something, and stay relatively close to your house. I think the rule in Ireland is 2 kilometers for exercise. I don't know what the deal is in the UK with how far you can go for exercise. You're a contractor, you gotta go to work. Ah. Wexford's being infuriated by... Oh my god. Morons, the lot of them. They're criminals now. Like, people going to holiday homes are criminals now, and that's kind of hilarious. No horse and cart Magnus and shenanigans today. No, not today. Not Farm Sim today, because otherwise people would get quite angry that I'm not playing Farm Sim enough. Also, I want to see if I can get Straw Harvest working. I did some reading, and I think I figured out a method to get it working. But it involves me doing silage first. Peaceful. I mean, if it's on your doorstep, you can do that any day, yeah, any time of day. You always find something to do between gaming. That's exactly it. Like, there's tons I could do, but I'm just doing a lot more gaming at the moment because it helps entertain people. Does Straw Harvest conflict with seasons? It does. It doesn't if you start a new save game. It also doesn't if in an existing save you take some setup, you do some setup procedures. I'm gonna try and get it working today, Bradley. All I really need to do is get this silage done, and it might start working. Hey, Fred. Because this is dry grass, which isn't an in-game crop on the ground. So if I put Straw Harvest in right now, it would just turn to snow and, you know, cause problems. If I can get this into silage, we might... I'll be turning autosave off for the purposes of, it shows every... This is the plan, is I'm trying this fix that I saw on the Farm Sim forums. And this is from Creative Mesh. This is a fix from Creative Mesh. So, if I can get this to work, it'll let everybody else know that it works. What tractors do I have? I have a class that is going to become a fast track, a Profi Hopper that is also a Lamborghini, a Unimog, a Horsch Lieb, a Mantigs, a Skyrocket helicopter, a Class Xerion, a John Deere 9620RX, a Class Lexion 8900, a Lizard Pickup 2014, a Class Turion 639, a Class Xion 960 Terra Trake, and a Class Aeroion 460. Before the forums broke. Yeah, the forums have been, like, really unstable. I got in between the various breakages of the forums. What did they say? They said if you can get all the custom crops off the ground, so this will have to be a very in-depth side discussion, and I will have to go in with the magic sweeper that turns stuff to manure afterwards. But if I can get all the dry grass off the ground, it might work. I think there were some other steps too. Yes, it is a Terra tank, but I was making fun of all the names. Pronunciation was on point. Thank you, Jamie. Jamie got the joke. Might work. Might work. I think there were some other steps that I've forgotten, but I'll break everything in a different way. Distinctly possible. I would say, well, I would say the texture's probably broken, yes. Sandy Baby, the rare occasion you use Lexion. Lexion's a good harvester for this map, I think. I should stop breaking stuff. Well, I'm trying to break stuff in such a way that this is really what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to break stuff in such a way that it doesn't break. I'm trying to break so many things at once that it's going to fix things. And it may or may not work. I have absolutely no idea. So we're learning together today, folks. Dave and Stuff breaking the perfect duo. Name a more perfect duo. They're normal. The 8900 is the new Lexion. Sorry, Lexion. So it is a normal Lexion, it's just the new model. Started playing the Colonia map last night. Thought you'd never leave Sandy Bay until the update comes out. It's a joy to use small equipment. It is! That map is so good. I've got Simulate on it now too. Colonia 1990 is just such a good map. It was really technical. It's down to how the game saves stuff, and it doesn't save stuff in a fixed manner, basically. It doesn't save crops on the ground in a fixed manner. It assigns them a number based on some factor. I don't know what the factor is. But that factor in between that number in between saves can change. And very occasionally, very, very rarely, you can put in a mod that changes the numbers. And unfortunately, Straw Harvest is one of those where the numbers change with seasons, specifically. And CCM apparently also has issues. So what happens then is it breaks. More UK scene version. So it's another game limitation that breaks things effectively, yes. Let's get a loading wagon. Do I have a modded one in? I don't want to use the class cargos. I mean, we'll use the Zelon Kufs 25012. And I will use the completely logical. Actually, the Terra tank's probably best suited for this job. Is it something Creative Mess can fix? No, it's a game bug. They've passed it on to Giants. It'll be fixed in the next game. It's an inherent problem with the game that very rarely gets triggered, and unfortunately, Straw Harvest was one of those things that triggered it. Let's just reset this because I can't be bothered going over to the shop. What else is in the shop? There's something else there. Reset that. What are you? Oh, Slurry Host. We'll reset that too for fun. Next game I've heard, Eth, yeah. Hey, Massey. Is this multiplayer? No. I don't do seasons in multiplayer, good grief, no. Yeah, it's a core system, so if Giants were to try and fix it, they would break a lot more stuff. And Giants have fixed a lot for the current game. It's just that the way crops save in save games is a very core system that if they tried to fix it, they would break a lot of stuff. They would break basically every save that everybody has. Daggerwin 2.0, what? Does Daggerwin have a similar overlay? Don't have FS19. Hello, SG. Does it fix out on GitHub for what? Daggerwin doesn't have an overlay. I got a bit little sides from these fields. Good. When it comes to console, it'll have this issue. I don't know. The smallest forager and the massive tractor. Yeah. Name a better pairing. Also, I want to buy something else real quick, just while I think about it. It's in MISC. It's... where is it? Oh, that's for a telehandler. Sorry, a telehandler. I'll buy it anyway. I might need to rent a telehandler to use it, but we'll buy it anyway. You don't have the patience for farm sim? It's fair enough. How much does the ground need to be seed again? I don't think there is a minimum level of moist the ground needs to be. It's just a case of it has to be certain temperatures. Also, luckily the silage pits are like right there. Fixed for Star Harvest. What, for seasons? Libra even base game? I can't remember. Do you want to play this shame on PS4? It's not really a shame, Macaulay, because I will tell you something for nothing. PC has found a lot of bugs and problems with Sandy Bay. So when you console guys get it, Oxy's going to have all those problems fixed. So you guys are going to get a better version than what I'm on right now. This is a glitchy... no, not glitchy. It's not an ideal version. There are a lot of issues and bugs that Oxy is working on fixing for the update for PC. I'll need to start a new save when that comes out. Straight up. Now this is an expendable save. Yep, done by the alien Paul. I know I don't actually have to make the silage, Spudman, don't worry. But doing the silage basically means picking up all the grass and putting it into the pit. And I will need to make sure that this field is pretty much perfectly procured and preened. Screw new save, you made loads of progress. It's the downside of the update. but it will fix a few issues. It's just a throwaway save. Pretty much, I'm gonna use this save to try and learn some stuff. Hey, that one gamer. I'm doing pretty good, how are you? Issues such as... There is a limitation in the map currently... What's the next transfer for your stream? I don't know. There's a limitation in the map currently where, you can only have so many crops, and I think Giants are thinking of adding a new one in an upcoming DLC, apparently. I can still take it out of the pit and tail it for hay pellets. No, I can't, because it's chaff now. But there's a lot of textures that are broken, believe it or not. I can show you one. I just... Straight off the top of my head, I know where I can find a very broken texture. Where am I? Yeah, here. These aren't supposed to be black. These big black patches aren't supposed to be there. They're broken. Another thing that is broken that myself and... Avoid the Hermes. Myself and Landy found is, watch very carefully what happens when I get onto the end of the pier here. Alright, walking along the top of the pier, walking along the top of the pier, walking along the top of the pier, and suddenly... It's not gonna happen. There we go. I've fallen through the pier because there's no collisions on the end of it. Yeah, there's a few issues like that where it's just not ideal. And that's the kind of stuff that Oxy's fixing in the update. You knew the pier issue was there? Then why at? Oh, why ask about issues if you knew there were issues? This would not have happened if me and Landy were testers. I'm not going to comment on that. Because, like, what... If I say it wouldn't have happened if me and Landy were testers, people will think that I'm salty that we weren't testers. Like... You can't store certain crops in the farm silos. Hey, Rasmus. Where did I get my mods from? Giants Mod Hub. The in-game mod hub, for the most part. Hello, Alex. Most of the mods I have are from the in-game mod hub, straight up. Because the mod hub is the best place to get mods. How am I? I'm doing good, how are you? You have to copy over XMLs and stuff. Yeah, you'll have to... I'll be porting a lot of stuff into a new save, but there, you know, I will be starting again over. See. Hope everyone's being safe. Well, I mean, as safe as you can be. There's only a certain amount of safe you can ever get. In any situation, never mind during a global pandemic. Oh dear. The one thing that's kind of keeping me sane is knowing that this is history happening live, and trying to guess how any given decision is going to go down in history books. You know, how any nation's response is going to go down in history books. I think some nations will be applauded in history and some will not be. Star Wars coming out for console? Yes. What happened there, that one gamer? They actually put out a little announcement about it. They found a bug a couple of days before it was supposed to come out. And there have been another couple of issues found since. And because it has to go through certification with Sony and Microsoft, there wasn't really enough time for them to get it out, to get it fixed and out to Sony and Microsoft and tested for it to release on time. So they decided to release the PC version as it was, with the bug fixed, because that's just click a button, it's fixed. And the console version has been delayed by, I think, a couple of weeks. Yes, Boris Johnson will be in the history books. Somehow. So for the console people who are upset that Star Harvest isn't on console yet, please know that it's not Creative Mesh's fault. It's actually not anybody's fault, and it's probably a good thing because there have been some issues found since release on PC. So again, you guys are going to be getting a slightly better version of the same mod initially. So it's win-win for you guys. Console tends to win out when there's a delay to something on console, because it gives time for the PC guys to find all the problems, and time for the modder to get those problems fixed. So, I get that some people will be upset, and I did see one person say, I'm done with this game because it's not on PS4. I'm like, dude! You're a bit dodgy when emptying them? That's fine. I have my methods for making sure it's empty. Who tested this again? I don't know. I have been told a name. I'm not going to say the name. I have been told a name of somebody who supposedly tested it. I'm not going to reveal it publicly, but I don't think that person did a particularly good job testing it. I still want no, my dad is, because he is working from home now, so he's the one going out to get the groceries. PC is basically giant beta test now, for the most part, and that's kind of a good thing because PC gamers tend to be a bit more picky with finding bugs. The Unimog, that is down to licensing issues. Unfortunately, that is out of anybody's control. That's down to licensing. Giants don't have a license for Mercedes yet. They might in time, who knows? They don't have one at the moment, so that's why the Unimog can't go out on console. I actually have the Unimog. There it is, look. Unless you mean the MB track, which I have in my mod folder, definitely. Because I love me my MB track. Did I see the new Massing on Mod Hub? Yes, I forgot to activate that. I knew there was something else I meant to activate. Oh yeah, also PC like messing about with mods and finding issues that aren't immediately obvious. PC guys are great beta testers because we break things in new and interesting ways that were never envisioned as being possible. Surprised they don't have a Mercedes license yet. It's probably something down to cost. I would imagine Mercedes are asking more than Giants are willing to pay. Can I... Silly question, can I use the Torian on the sweepy brush? I know that it says telehandlers, or telehandlers, but this might be counted as a telehandler. Dave just promotes all about his channel. Hey, Ali. Funny thing is, right? There are some people who say, "Oh, you only got farm stuff early because you're defending Giants." No, I don't. I'm as fair can be with Giants. If they screw up, I will shout it from the rooftops that they made it dumb. Yeah, because I did get the game early technically, and I got invited to. Oh, we'll use the Scorpion. I did get invited to Germany and all that kind of stuff, but, like, I'm still gonna come down on them if they do something incredibly dumb and wrong. This lighting mod that I have is so much better. Hey, 40! Whoa! This lighting mod saves the game for me. Because it makes things actually look half decent. People hating on me? People always hate on me. I'm a public figure. It's to be expected. There's always people who are like, eh. What? Eh? I care not. You know, I probably should have reset this now that I think about it. Look inside the building. This is a TV set, look. Look, all the buildings are actually empty shells. Sandy Bay is a TV show. It's an improvement, it's not a fix. Yeah, it's not a fix, but, like, it definitely is a massive improvement. How dear they? How John dear they? Oops. Why are those solid? Goes the telehandler. Goes the telehandler. See? Made up a new song. It's like Pop Goes the Weasel, but it's Goes the Telehandler. Why is this solid? Drives through hedge. No, I said why is this solid, not why isn't it solid. Because they annoy me, because they're usually... Stuff like that isn't solid, and then that one just is because meh. Right, I've not gone completely insane here, by the way. There is a reason I'm doing this. There's a reason I'm sweeping this field. I promise. It's not letting me get that one bit of grass. Okay, that one bit of grass is ungettable. Ira, if you hit a hedge with the machine will win. Yeah, usually. Oh, does this not work with grass? Is that what's going on here? Or have I done something wrong? Fold. That's definitely sweeping. But it is not sweeping the grass. Okay. Yeah, it's not picking that up at all, is it? Nuts. Well, I know what my plan B is. Any idea what that's happening? Yeah, I'm guessing it just can't take in dry grass. I do have a plan B, and it's called Weeder. Hey, Kyler. How's it going today, dude? According to Discord, I'm not live. Good. I think it's because I clicked on it. Hello, best farmer. When you change the model numbers for tractors, they don't visually change on the tractors. They should. It did pick something up. It did, but what it picked up was the tire tracks. Because it picks up the tire tracks. No Hoover today, no Hoover today. See, because this is programmed that it can pick up dry grass and hay and whatnot, it's picking it up. But the sweepy brush can't, which is a bit of a shame. The DLC ever have an update? Yes. A few weeks ago now. Do I know why Seasons isn't working for you on Sandy Bay? Do I know why Seasons isn't working on Sandy Bay? What are reasons Seasons might not work? Did you put it into a... You would have started a new save with Seasons. When did this problem start happening, Best Farmer? Your dad's watching my videos now? Oh god. You're gonna be in trouble soon, Audie. What's that? Any news on Sandy Bay console? I think it's been pushed back a bit further to allow for the PC update to come out first, as a second beta test, effectively. It says too many fruits are on the ground. I was reading that, Best Farmer. Thank you for that. Hello, Eddie. It's relaxing, funny, and cool. Oh, it means I'm uncool. If a dad's saying something's cool, that means it's uncool. I'm sorry to break this to you guys. Especially Ollie's dad. Get rid of that. Dave is cool. Ooh, wrecked. Just got no, Xander. No. Watching Farm Sim and playing Farm Sim is interesting. Too many fruits in the happening. It's happened since Sandy Bay came out. Let me think. What could be the problem? Best Farmer, are you using Sandy Bay with Seasons and CCM? And like another couple of mods that add extra fruits? No. See, the only two mods you have in are Sandy Bay and Seasons. I'm just trying to work out why it's doing that to you. You don't have like the add blue mod or anything like that, or any other mods that add extra like fill types at all? Active in the save at the same time? Because that problem is hinting that you've got mods you've got mods that activate other fill types in your save game. Just showing the stream, what'd you miss? I'm trying to get Straw Harvest to work, and to do that, Oh my god, the Eddie. Eddie, for those of you who are new, is mental. Global company and Forgotten Fruits room. Try starting a new save. Best with just Sandy Bay and just Seasons active. Alright, because Global Company does, I think, add some fill types. Although I'm using it with Global Company, it's fine. So, what you need to do is add in mods one by one to see where the problem starts. Which I know is painful, because I've had to do that many times in saves. And finding issues with mods. I actually found a bug with Courseplay like that before. But it needs to be done. But yeah, I did actually find a Courseplay bug before by doing the very old school in-depth bug testing, which is just start putting mods in one by one by one by one. You might need to take them out of your folder entirely, best. To go the ultra old school ways, take them out of the folder entirely and put them into the folder, put one into the folder, start the game, check that it's working, good. Next one into the folder, start the game, check that it's working, good. Next one into the folder, start the game, check that it's working, good. Next one into the folder, oh, it's broken. I'm guessing Eddie broke something. It's usually what happens when Eddie's about. I accidentally bought a field full of potatoes, so you take out 500 grand loan, bought the big potato harvester. Yeah, that sounds about right. You have so many mods. I did it with 250 mods in my folder before. It's slow, it takes ages, but it does get to the root of the problem. It does find you the source of an issue. Especially when there's like mod conflicts in play, which it sounds like Best Farmer's having. There's some mod conflicts that are making the game very angry. It's slow going, it's painful, but that's the best way to make sure that everything's going to work. Yeah, I need to get rid of a lot of mods too, actually, Massey, now that you mentioned that. That might be another thing I do this evening, is just go through my mod folder and start purging mods that I don't ever use. If anybody needs farm sim tips, don't ask me because I'm clueless. Xander with the extreme methods of fixing mod problems. Delete the game. That does work. It's a touch extreme. Am I going to have to use the weeder on this one bit here? Nope. Got it. Can we go away for me to get rid of mods you don't use to? Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna go through my mods folder and get rid of stuff that I only ever used for like one map. For general mods, yeah. What does the weeder do? It gets rid of weeds, but it does have an interesting extra feature where it does also get rid of like cut grass and whatnot. Because it doesn't know what to do, so it just deletes it. It's an old trick for making sure that your grass fields are completely clean after you've cut them. And getting rid of like little bits of hay and straw that you've got left over in fields, just run a weeder over it. It will delete them like a cultivator does. I'm glad the plan for this field was silage anyway, because, like, I need the silage. One annoying thing. One thing that really annoys me about Sandy Bay, the grass is really short, so it's really hard to tell when it's fully grown. You'd really weird bug. That is a weird bug, actually, the One Gamer, yeah. I've never heard of that one. I've inspired Eddie to go break farm sim again. This silage is going pretty well, though. Like, once we got this all off and I can verify that the, like, I will have to do a couple of passes around the fields just to make sure that every little bit is gone. I will try putting straw harvest in. Eddie forgot to turn on crop growth. I'm betting Eddie planted crops over the crops already planted. Use the BP tool. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. This is about your save. You've seen a lot of farm sim bugs played FS19 with your mate. Every time you get in a tractor, good old space with you in it. I mean, have you seen some of the stuff that myself and Simulate used to do in multiplayer? We found a glitch with some. I think it was an IT runner in like one specific tractor where, if you tried using IT runner in multiplayer, I think I checked it out in single player and it worked too. It would send the tractor to space because everything would glitch out. Just all the collisions would start hitting each other and your tractor would start flying. And I think we did an entire episode of, like, entire video where all we did was fly the tractor around. Or all I did was fly the tractor around. Yes, I remember that one. That was at the gate. That was at the gate when he opened the gate and the John Deere was parked in front of it. Memory serves, and he just pinged off. With the MP, yeah, that was one of the MPs with me and Faye where we just we broke so much of the game doing that multiplayer. I need to have a word with them about other stuff as well, actually. I need to have a word with Sim probably after the stream. Mods on 15 were really good. I think that the mods for FS19 are better, though. 698 on the roof of the shop. The unmitigated bale disaster where we spent literally in real life an hour getting 2 bales off the top of a shed. Like that, the bale disaster was literally an hour of real time we spent trying to figure out how to get the bales off the shed. There was no need to. We just felt we had to, and we committed to it, and then just went. A lot of the mods for 15 were poor. A lot of the mods for 15 were very good converts because not much of the tractor code had changed. Is Sim's Discord gone? Yes. Oh god, the manual attached trolling, yes. That was brilliant. It's actually why I don't ever put manual attach in multiplayer anymore. And it's one of the reasons I don't use it anymore, because it's just so weird. It behaves so oddly at times. Bet you guys never thought you'd see the day where I'm doing silage To the point where I'm actually making sure the field is like completely empty. Because it's me, I usually just say, it's good enough. Nope, this time, field must be completely clean. Else it'll break stuff. When you compare a France game, you earn 2 million a day. So after 10 hours, we started the same thing that's happening. Do you really like that one? It's probably got like a bunch of placeable stuff. Wasn't there an incident with the cockroach on the yards? Probably. I do remember we had to cut a lot of stuff out of those videos because it just got a bit inappropriate. We started making off-color jokes to each other. Daggerwind to the max. To be fair, Spudman, I'm trying to work a method that should get Straw Harvest working on this map. Conveniently, it's what I kind of was planning for today anyway, it's just that I have to do it a bit more in-depth than originally intended. Five being Daggerwind. Yeah, I think he understands that joke now. We were just kind of making fun of the whole nobody knows who Daggerwind is thing. Yes, I did. Shush, Xander. I did some art that was that we. I think I remember editing that, and I was very careful to just show like bits of it. Download and install retexture the Straw Harvest hole. Careful when downloading stuff like that, Farm Trucker. You can occasionally break stuff, and sometimes those things are viruses. I'm not saying the one that you downloaded was, I'm saying that humans are mean and take advantage of any given situation. Just look at the amount of people saying, this will cure coronavirus! No. Yeah, people genuinely thought it was Daggerwind. And like, that was just a throwaway joke in 2 or 3 videos. He got confused. I don't think he got offended. He understands now that it was just me messing about. And 1000% a joke. Based on the realism is key thing and the fact that nothing in that series was realism. You know, yeah, I'm just making sure that you're aware, because some people are like, oh, but it's a mod, it's fine. No. There's a very good reason that I don't use most mod sites, and it's that I don't trust them. If a mod site doesn't test the mods, I don't trust it. I'm not using it. That's why I only ever use Giants Mod Hub and Yes Mods. They're the two. And modders' Facebook pages, because especially if I trust the modder. Like, 40 gets a free pass because I trust him. I know what his work is like. I know how he does things. You seem weird about my living horse name. Because nobody gave him the full name. People just said the horse was called Depresso. Nobody bothered telling him the horse is actually called Depresso the Magical Wonder Horse. Depresso the Espresso. You thought it was no. I called the horse Depresso the Magical Wonder Horse, and people told him that I just said Depresso, and I'd called the horse Depressed. They neglected to mention the fact that I added the Magical Wonder Horse at the end of the name. That said, Daggerwind did join me in trolling some people in the Discord into thinking his name was actually Dagger Winnington III. So, you know, he's not all rigid all the time. You can get him making jokes too. I made Daggerwind troll people I'm sure those people were quite happy to be trolled by Daggerwin, to be fair. Bob and Twiglet. Depresso the Espresso? No. I'm not renaming you Depresso the Espresso in my Discord. So the aim of the stream today, in terms of time, because I know somebody's eventually going to ask, when's the stream finished? It'll finish when I get food. Oh, spat on my screen. But what if you don't do it? What if I don't do what? What? Depresso coffee, is that a decaf? Is that a decaf? Don't get upset, have some spaghetti! Say everybody who panicked bought 10 kilos of pasta. Please, please have some spaghetti. What if I don't do the changing? I mean, you can do it if you want, yes, I don't care. Ever watch Ned Kelly, truck driver? No. Most of what I watch on YouTube, honestly, is like Crusader Kings Let's Plays, memes, and art channels. Because I'm really impressed by the art channels, what they can do. Memes are funny, and Crusader Kings is a fantastic game. Actually, I watch a lot of my True Nerd stuff because he's just got such a good personality. Do I watch my own videos? No. I've already had to sit through myself talking in a video once. That's more than enough for me. That said, things will change. Why is that crow just okay? You do that, crow. I did enjoy people like panic buying complete nonsense. When they thought, oh, the shops will probably closed, what do we do? 17 kilos of pasta and 23 tins of beans. What's for dinner today? Pasta and beans. But why? Because we have too much pasta and too many beans. All we have left in the house is pasta and beans, but why not go to the shop? The house is full of pasta and beans, you will have pasta and beans and you will like it. What's for dinner tomorrow? Toilet paper. What? That's not edible. We have 73,000 rolls. We need to get rid of them somehow. Nothing wrong with pasta and beans? Oh, no, I never said there was something wrong with it. Xander's name is legit Depresso Espresso. GG, Yanis. I do like how Fallout got the fact that we would use some, like, there would be some commodity that would just be randomly decided is really valuable, and the only thing they got wrong in Fallout was that it's not bottle caps, it's toilet paper. There's more toilet roll than old lady. Yeah, I don't get why people give us a pasta and beans and cheer him up. Well, he won't be upset if he has a spaghetti. I get to a certain extent why people panic bought stuff, but why toilet paper? Sure, Eddie. I won't look at it until the stream's over, but sure. In fact, I don't know where my phone... Oh, it's in my pocket. Hello, Dara. How's it going today, dude? Guys, I've just looked at OBS, and I have really, really terrible news for you. I have dropped... There have been 114 frames dropped in this stream. 114 frames. They'll just never be back. They're dropped, gone forever. Now, if you want a percentage of the stream so far, you know, 114 frames is the stream so far as a percentage. Literally 0. 0.0. It's so small that it's not relevant. I'm doing good, Dara. There's probably a reason that they're delaying games about global pandemics due to viruses. While there's a global pandemic due to a virus. Last of Us Part 2, yeah, it's probably a bit too close to home at the moment. It's also why Plague Inc.'s player numbers have dropped through the floor lately. It's a bit too on the nose for what's happening in real life. Right. They can't sell physical copies. I mean, that's a bit of an ass move, to be honest. Right, now we check to see if there's anything I missed. This is the dull part of the stream. Welcome to Dave Looks at an Empty Field for a bit. Because I need to make sure that I've picked up all of the dry grass. I'm gonna say I have, so let's... Save. Quit. Let's see if Straw Harvest is gonna make anything angry here. The game is locked up, which is always a good sign. I think Farm Sim might in fact have crashed. Yes, it has. Farm Sim has crashed. It's completely locked. Well done, Farm Sim. Yeah, no, it's crashed. I'm waiting for Steam to realise that I've closed Farm Sim now. Everything's suddenly gone wrong. Why is Steam being an ass? That's really weird. Steam, could you... There we go. Load all nurses. Yes, I thought you guys might like, instead of a blank screen, me having just a random screenshot there. And I thought a funny one would be most fitting. The way that picture always comes up. I actually have that set in OBS as the background. Career... Sandy Bay... Add-on Straw Harvest... Start. Hey, DMF. Okay. Is the map broken? Guys, I made it work. I think I made it work. Let's real quick be smart about this. Autosave interval off. So autosave is currently switched off. Because the next thing I want to do, there is a field that I still need to mow. Hey, Dylan. No, we're still testing. We have no guarantees it works. I still have to mow field 34. So I'm really actually kind of glad that I left field 34 last time. Now, if this works, and this has worked, and it looks like it has, I should get the dry grass windrow texture on field 34. So you guys think I'm all inept, and then I do something like this, which is... like, I had to do a lot of reading to triple check that this was even potentially gonna work. You know, I give the whole inept... oh... there's no gate to the field on the side, is there? No. Okay, here we go. Here we go. More down, more on. It works!
That's how we do it in my garden.
It works! I am excessively happy about this actually working. What did I do exactly? I made sure that there was no fill types on the ground that were not in the base game. So, I read up, and if you have like dry grass or something or snow on the ground, it screws everything up. But if you get that all off the ground by melting the snow or getting rid of the snow with a command or something like that, you can make straw harvest work. Rainbow Dave's secret genius. On the downside, we do still have to do this field for silage. But snow bales. I'm not making snow bales. Actually, bales would be fine too. Now that I think about it, bales would probably be fine. Because it's not a fill type, it's a bale. Like, it specifically has to be on the ground. Actually, I'd best check... Are there fields that have, like, rye or alfalfa in? Just gonna unmark everything that's not rye and alfalfa. Yes, the top fields have rye in. Okay, let's go check. How do I do that when I can just do this? Oh yeah, didn't even break these textures. Oh, flawless victory. Because it occurred to me that the rye might break too. Anything with alfalfa? Field 19 has alfalfa. Let's teleport back up here. Visit. Field 19. Guys. Guys. I'm a heckin' genius. That said, it is saying the previous crop was nightshade everywhere. I'm not sure why. I'm really proud that I done that. So, I've not broken my save. I can save and turn my autosaves back on at 15-minute intervals. See that one, gamer? Genius is a strong word to use. I mean, I did reading and I used that reading to do something, so technically yes. Professor Depresso. Oh, that hits too close to home. That is too far, too close to being true. No. Yeah, no, I figured this might work. They said it would work, so I said I'd give it a go on stream. Which pretty much is why I was streaming today. I was trying to make sure this would work. You know, I figured instead of doing this off camera and spend 2-3 hours doing this off camera, well, why not stream it and see what happens? And it worked! So for those of you who want to play Sandy Bay with Seasons with Straw Harvest, you now know what to do. Did I ever set up my steering wheel? Yes, I was playing Project Cars the other night. Luck, says Carturix. To be fair, the save could possibly still brick if it could possibly still brick, to be fair. But it looks like it's going to be okay. Why not use it for Farm Sim? Because faff. I mean, that just for Farm Sim, I'd have to pull out my wheel, make sure all the key bindings are correct. Set it up on my desk. Get it running, get the force feedback set up just the way that I like it. And everything, and then start playing Farm Sim, and then after the stream immediately start taking it back down. Brick save, not best save. This is true. I mean, I can check for bricking real quick. Let's, save. Quick game. Okay, this time the game hasn't crashed, which is nice. Hey, Maddie! I'm doing pretty good. We're doing testing now. We're doing legit testing on Farm Sim. I said the game hasn't crashed. I think it might have. It's on the loading screen. And it didn't crash. Sandy Bay. load into the save that I just made. Just made that save, you also saw me make the save. And we see if it's bricked. Crasher no bueno, yes. Okay, accept. Oh. Oh yeah. Got it working. No brick. Because that is dry grass. I am excessively pleased with that result. That wasn't accidental, Aiden. That was intentional. I read the instructions to get Straw Harvest working in an existing Sandy Bay save without breaking it. And the entire reason I'm streaming Sandy Bay today was to test those instructions and make sure they work. And it works. Do I know why nobody's made a 7810 for console? Probably because most of the 7810s are full of scripts. For some reason, people who make 7810s like shoving them just chock full of scripts. What would have been the plan if it bricked the save? Wait for the update and start a new one. That's still kind of the plan. It just keeps this save alive for a bit longer and lets me do some faffing with Straw Harvest. Where are the no old John Deeres? I mean, there's not many on PC on the mod hub. Like, straight up, people just aren't making them for Giant's mod hub because reasons. I don't think there's any particular reason why. It's just one of those things. Like I said the day that we all found out that John Deere was coming to the game, I said the mod hub will be a sea of green. Is it possible to contact the creators of Seasons? Yes. The one to contact the easiest would be probably 40, have you spoken to Yas before, Rakin? He's probably the easiest to contact, and I think he's the one who's been in charge of the bales and whatnot. He is occasionally around Giant's Discord, but I would guess that the forum you've not. I mean, to see the Facebook page, Realismus do. Realismus do. You might try through that. Because I'm sure they're willing to help people who want to get bales compatible, and you might even be able to get away with asking somebody in Giants, because they can have a word with Yas. Because like he does work for Giants now, so you might get a bit of look there. The 9R, yeah. I mean, custom modding's 9R is very different from Giant's 9R. It's actually, in theory, more correct than the Giant's 9RX. There's a couple of small details missing of the Giant's 9RX. But yeah, I would guess the best way to get in contact with the Realismus guys would be through the Realismus Modding Facebook page. As far as I'm aware, though, 4D, the best thing you can do to make a bale seasons compatible is to just scale up the in-game bales, which is less than ideal. If you want, like, you know, custom bales, but you can make your own bale texture for them. So that would, in theory, work. Because I know that I've seen some weird and wonderful bales working with seasons, and they're just scaled up in-game bales. Or rescaled in-game bales. D1000 bales. Yeah, if you use the in-game bale as a base, and just work the scaling of it, that can work 100% with seasons. I know that for sure. And like, you can put a custom texture on the bales and whatnot, but as long as they're in-game bales, it should work just fine with seasons. Also, the D1000 I'm kind of looking forward to. That's quite a nice baler. They were as useful as a box of rocks, yeah. It's hard. Yeah, as far as I'm aware, if you rescale the in-game bales, it will work with seasons. If you make your own custom ones, I have no idea. Because I distinctly remember using a baler in 17 that used rescaled in-game bales, and it worked fine with seasons. So I see no reason why that wouldn't be the case in 19.2. The rescale option, in theory, makes it a bit easier for you as well. It should. I see no reason why it shouldn't work. Because you're taking the in-game code and just changing the size of the thing attached. D1000 is 4, others in game as 6. Well, you can put a custom texture on it for you. That's the thing. You can, as far as I'm aware, you can actually set bales to have custom textures even if you're using the in-game model. I'm not sure how to do that, but I have seen balers come out that put out in-game bale models with custom textures. Yeah, I do love the D1000. It's a funky looking bale it throws out, but it's a nice bale. That said, most of the bales that I'd see around me are Hestons. They'd be like Hestons or standard, you know, standard generic farm sim bales in real life is what I'd see the most. And of course, your conventional bales too. One guy just outside of town that he makes conventional bales every year, sells them to various events that need bales, because conventionals are really good for that. Hey Killian, how's it going, dude? I hope you're enjoying. By the way, guys, if you've been watching and you've seen what I've done and you're impressed by the fact that I've actually got Straw Harvest working without bricking my Sandy Bay save, please hit the like button. Because I'm genuinely impressed that I managed to not screw that up. Just for laying the bales, it works great for small squares, yeah. I mean, I don't see that working without having a custom script. Unfortunately, like, I don't think that's the kind of thing you can get onto console very easily. Keeping well, I'm doing good, Killian. You probably just heard I've got Straw Harvest in this save. This is the same Sandy Bay save I was using last week. I've got Straw Harvest working, and I haven't broken anything. It took me, what, an hour and a half to get everything just set up to date to do the activation, but I have it working. How's Landy doing? He's doing pretty good. He is streaming on Twitch. I don't know if he's streaming at the moment, but he's started streaming on Twitch. He's basically done with YouTube. And that's another reason to not really bother on consoles. Like, the limits on console mean that conventional bales aren't very worthwhile at all. But yeah, honestly, follow him on Twitch. He wanted to stream last night, but his internet said no. So he said he might stream today. And his Twitch streams, there is no such thing as PG for him anymore. So, unfiltered. Same with my Twitch streams, they're unfiltered. Or reduced filtered. Reduced filter, I guess. It's such a pain getting small bales on console, yeah. Like, the thing is, I'd love to see Giants put conventionals into the game as an early game method for doing bales. Because as it stands, if you're on console or PC and you want to play legit, and you start off with the starter equipment on, you know, Giants map, you're having to save up, and the easiest baler to get at first is a round baler. Well, why not have a conventional square baler and some sort of accumulator where you can sell the bales off, so that you can at least get square bales going fairly early in a save. Special inappropriate bear shot. There was a period, Massey, where like every second animal that I killed in Call of the Wild was with that shot. And I don't know how I kept doing it. That was the single most accurate shot I could do. Was shooting an animal through the ass. I in Call of the Wild. And it worked really well. Must be a good butt shot. Thing is, and the guys know this, is when we were playing, I can't remember what the name of the game was. The stealth game where I kept using rocket launchers. Every time they needed a sniper, they told me to start sniping because that's what I'm best at in games. Like, I am, in any game with guns, a sniper. Because I can line the shot up pretty quickly, and 9 out of 10 times I'll get it. Like if you watch the Bannerlord streams, you see a bit of it where I'm compensating for various stuff with the bow and arrow that I use in sieges. I'll take 1 or 2 shots to range, and then I'll range it and start getting headshots every single time. Because that's the way that I've always played shooters, is sniper. Hey, Mike. How's it going, dude? I don't know why my voice always breaks when I say Mikey. When I plan doing another one, I don't plan at all. I just do when it comes to Twitch. Because I can get a stream set up in 5 minutes or less. I'm doing good. Just, chilling out, maxing out, relaxing, all cool, and all shooting some b-ball outside of school, and a couple of guys that were up to no good, so having trouble in my neighborhood. Got one little fight in my mouth, scared, said, "Move it Andy and Uncle Belair." I have 40's grain side shirts going to console. Perhaps? Question mark? That's not a question for me to answer, to be honest. What's up to 4D? There's the answer, yes. Landy Kid is now playing BeamNG. Oh god. I think Landy might be streaming soon because he's opened up BeamNG. Brown and Smith as Lizardbrand. It's kind of frustrating that Giants won't let you get them the license. Because like Landy's told me why you could get the license almost immediately. In theory. And it's frustrating the Giants won't let you do that. I'm guessing it's probably more frustrating. Yeah, I mean, knowing what you used to do, there's no reason you couldn't get those licenses in 5 minutes. I'm not surprised. It's like it's free advertising. I've said this about FarmSim forever, like, it's free advertising for them. Giants have to sign a deal with the brand. And, you know, if the, like, I think the best thing that those guys could do is approach Giants themselves. Say, look, we'll give you the license literally for free. Please just accept the license so that mods can come out on console. We don't care about you making them, just Giants didn't go forward with it. GG. Like, there's so much that Giants could sign up with for free, because it's advertising, they're going to make money out of it regardless. The brands will. Yeah, I don't see why they don't just sign agreements, like, just for the sake of modders. Like, screw it's in-game, screw them even having to do anything. Just, like, sign agreements and say, okay, mods can have this license. You don't need to do anything. But you can put, if a modder makes a mod with our brand, it can go into game on console. And have like a list somewhere. On the forums maybe, of like brands what are good to go on console. It's frustrating. It really is. Because there can be so many extra mods on console. And it's frustrating for console players on their behalf that Giants need to have the license, and in some cases they just don't want it. It's Giants not wanting to overpopulate the mod hub effectively, and I get it to a certain extent. Hey Anthony. Like, Giants don't want to have 16 different brands of feeders on the mod hub. I get that logic. And they don't want to have 17 different brands in game for just like one piece of equipment. I get that logic, but, you know, the game's getting to the point now where you're going to have overlap in what equipment does what. What brands have what equipment in. So, I think you'll see as things move forward, farm sim getting just a bit weird with brands, where they've got at least one for everything, but you'll start seeing a lot of overlap in the game, I would hope. So annoying as a console player. It's frustrating, like, as a PC player, for the console players. And using Sandy for consoles, it is still getting ready as far as I'm aware. Oxy's need to do some bug fixes. Oxy needs to do some bug fixes to the PC version, and I think he's going to put up the PC version again first, because it is the easier one to put up. It has all the scripts and stuff. The console version can be put up later once he is... He might upload them both at the same time, I don't know, but PC version has worked out to be just a beta version of Sandy Bay. And I'll need to start a new save once the update comes out, as far as I'm aware. With 3 brands for forestry, yeah. That's kind of another frustrating thing, is that the brands are all very Eurocentric. Like, bring in American brands, bring in UK brands, bring in Irish brands, don't have them all be German. Like, I get that the core market for farm sim is Germany, but they're trying to get America into it. That's why they've got the Chicago office. That's why they were going to go to that rodeo in Texas. More American brands. Get Gleaner, get... I don't know, American brands, actually. What parts of Sandy Bay are coming to console aren't the... Any script-based stuff will not. Unfortunately, I believe the extra crops are script-based, so they might not be. I'm not 100% sure on that. Definitely the speeding script will not. The Lidl, Aldi, McDonald's, the actual brand names will likely need to be removed on the shops and whatnot. That kind of stuff will need to go. There's a console map with extra crops, so it might. Yeah, I don't know 100% how extra crops work in 19. Or how Oxy's done it, so they might need to be removed, they might not need to be removed. I have no idea. I know as much about that as you guys do, to be quite honest, because I've not worked on maps in 19. I've not even downloaded GE. I've gone from like actively making a map to not having downloaded GE for this game because I don't want to. I don't want to have the temptation there to edit every map. Now I will be editing Sandy Bay's update when it comes out because I want to add a script that as far as I'm aware is not in the update. Because I want to get the manure system working 100% with Sandy Bay natively, and for that I'll need to edit the map. And that's fine by me. I'll do that edit and tweak another couple of small things most likely while I'm at it, but you know, that's going to be the grand total of the editing I do in FS19, I think. Where did I leave the... oh, there it is. The windrower. You gotta do that edit so badly. There is a tutorial in the manure system files. I'm apprehensive to do it to like a tanker because I'm terrible, but I'm willing to do it to a map because I know a bit more about map editing. I know what I can and can't do with a map. So I'm a bit less apprehensive to edit like Sandy Bay to get manure mod in because I, at the very least, bare minimum, know how to fix stuff when I break it with maps. But as always, when you're editing something, I will have a backup of the map ready to go just in case. We gotta give it a go now that you're not going to be using save game. That's a good idea, is use this version as a tester version to see if you can do it. How is the grouper going to work on console for the Governal Moors? What? I don't know how anything is going to work on anything. To be quite honest, Killian. Like, I think Giant said that that the Caverna stuff was made just as a promo stuff and it wasn't made by them and they didn't have the rights to work it or something, and there was some weird thing that they said about that. But yeah, if it comes to console, it'll be the same controls as the Big M. They have the controls in-game. They'll choose the Big M controls. Might be a bit extra faff, but they'll use basically the same stuff. The more I use this windrower, the more I like it, because it's weird. Do I know why console can't have scripts? Because Sony said so. Sony got weird with scripts and they said no. The only company to have managed to get around that so far was Bethesda, who said, well, if we can't have scripts on your console, we won't put any mods on, and you can deal with the problem. And Sony weren't very impressed because they were using Skyrim mods, a big selling point for the console. And it would have been playing to Microsoft hands, because unfortunately, and this is the sad truth, Farm Sim just isn't big enough to have that kind of pull. And Giants aren't big enough to have that kind of sway. ADS. The problem will be partially solved because I think Microsoft are the ones that insist on the brand thing. I think that's a legal thing with Microsoft, that they have to have the rights to the brands they mod into console. PS4 makes them a lot of money. No, Dandelion, unfortunately, because Giants just push the same version of everything out to the consoles, and it would be a hell of a lot of extra faff to make effectively three versions of everything. Because as it stands, there's two versions of everything. There's the PC version, and then there's the console version. And modders would get very annoyed and probably stop making console mods if they had to make three versions of everything. Or even two versions in some cases. Like, I know Oxy said he was going to stop doing certain things to PC maps just to make them the same as console. And then immediately went back on that with Sandy Bay. But, it's extra faff for modders and stuff if there's two different console versions of a mod. Basically, yeah, Killian, it's just the console manufacturers have their rules they need everybody to play by. And, you know, it keeps a levelish playing field for everybody to a certain extent. And it's just that the rules mean that some mods can't go on console. Which sucks, but what you gonna do? If you're that upset by it, straight up buy a PC instead of buying the Series X or the PS5. Because a PC that'll be able to get the same power will be probably about the same kind of price. You know, there's your option if you're really annoyed with the console makers, is just buy a PC instead of a console next gen. And you can do more with a PC than you can with a console. Because you can do work with your PC. You use Microsoft Word and all that, and then suddenly start playing a game, or something like that. You know, there's a bit more variety, and you can use weird and wonderful stuff, and do stupid stuff too. You can mod games until they crash. I've done that in the past. I've done it recently. Still need to figure out what was causing KSP to crash. So much more expensive starting off. It's about the same expense, honestly, Killian. To get a half-decent PC that can perform the same as a given console, you want to be spending about the same as you'd spend on that console. Granted, on the innards of the PC, so you would have the extra expense of like a mouse and keyboard and whatnot, but you can get them pretty cheap. You don't need to get a powerhouse PC like what I've got. Even my PC, like I built it so powerful so I don't need to upgrade it as much. It was high spec when I built it initially with the 980. It was top of the line when I built it. It's now kind of bordering on upper mid-range. You know, it's still powerful enough to do most things. But I sometimes need to turn down the graphics settings a bit. Or physics settings a bit. You know, at the end of the day, the more you spend on a PC, the better PC you're going to get. Often I have to upgrade the main parts once every few years. Like, the next upgrade I want to get is... well, actually, the next upgrade I want to get is another hard drive. Which, they can last 5-10 years easy. But I want to get an extra one. And then after that, you know, it's going to be... CPU and motherboard will need to be swapped out. That's an expensive one, because that's a twofer. And then I'm good for another few years. Until maybe I decide I want more RAM. And I swap out all of my RAM for, like, bigger sticks of DDR5. Like, it's just a case of you need to look at what you got, what you can run, and upgrade bit by bit with PCs. How would a console player know to get on a computer to run Farm Sim smoothly with mods? Use the recommended specs the Giants give out. That will run Farm Sim at, I think, high settings pretty smoothly. But at the end of the day, if you're getting into building PCs and buying PCs, you're going to want to look into what the various cards and chips and whatnot can do. And compare and contrast and see which one's best for your uses and what you want to do with it. You know, everybody gets into PCs has this point where they have to start learning about stuff. And you just work from that. There was a point, King Custard, believe it or not, where I didn't know how to work a PC very well. And now I'm, you know, rebuilding mine just because I want a new case. This is YouTube only. I'm a Twitch affiliate now, so if I'm streaming on Twitch, I'm only streaming to Twitch DS. So I can, like, if I'm streaming to YouTube, it's only to YouTube. If I'm streaming to Twitch, it's only to Twitch. I'm still allowed to stream on YouTube and on Twitch individually, but I cannot do them together. Consoles better in your opinion? Recently bought a PS4, feels so much better in PC gaming. PS4 lasts about 6 years before the upgrade comes out. You've got your PC for 3. I mean, that's kind of the downside to PCs, but you can upgrade incrementally, and you can customize. You can build the exact PC that you want. You can't build the exact console you want. Why did Landy switch to Twitch? Because Twitch isn't as strict with certain rules. The copyright stuff on YouTube is why I have very generic pretzel music playing. You'll notice that on Twitch streams I have song requests going, and people can request music they like to, you know, share their interests, and I'll usually listen to it, because a lot of people like metal, as it turns out. Yeah, it's like anything in Custard. Like, the more that you learn, the more that you realize it's actually quite simple. Like, building a PC, as long as you learn it once, you will always know how to build a PC. It's always going to be time consuming because it's a faff, especially cable management, but it's like learning to ride a bike. Once you know it, you know it. You don't need to relearn how to build PCs ever. Obviously things are going to change over time, but everything you learn in building a PC can be transferred into a new build. There's so many tutorials as well. Just don't watch The Verges. Was The Verge the one where they just did everything wrong? It was so bad that it became a meme of how bad they were at building a PC. Only thing you need to upgrade now is your storage. You got 3 years to do so according to the place you got it from. Yeah, like I don't need a new hard drive. I can start deleting stuff from my existing HDD, but I want to get more and more stuff on the go. So getting an extra HDD that's like maybe 4 or 6 terabytes is where I'm headed, I think. But I think the first thing for me is going to be saving up a bit of money for a Microsoft Flight Simulator when that opens pre-orders, whenever that's going to be, because that is a game I'm 110% pre-ordering, because I'm very much sold. It's the game that I have the most interest in buying this year, if it's out this year at all. Saving up for 8 terabytes, so yeah, like that's what I'm thinking as well. Because like with 8 terabytes, I can put all of my flight sim stuff onto onto one hard drive and keep it there. Although the joy of Microsoft Flight Simulators, I won't need to generate ortho ever, because it's Bing Maps. Hey! PlayStation exclusives. PC has basically all of those games though. Like most of the games are on PC too. It's the joy about a PC is if something's a PlayStation exclusive, it's not a Sony exclusive, it's just PlayStation's the only console that gets it. It's the same with Xbox exclusives, like they're all on PC. See you, Dan. You don't need the space, you just hand it to have. Yeah, more storage is always nice, isn't it? Like, I kind of am at the point where I need the space. I've only got 900 gigs or so left on my hard drive. Though I did generate a couple of 100 gigs of ortho the other day, which doesn't help. Not the Sony ones. Some of them are permanent exclusives, but some of them come to PC. Like, if I want, I can buy the Spyro trilogy or the Crash Bandicoot trilogy right now on Steam. They're there. I could buy them if I had the money. Honestly, if I was to pick one of them, I'd buy Spyro, because Spyro. Although Crash Bandicoot is very good. They were timed exclusive on PlayStation. Hello, 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 Simulation for the Nation. How's it going today, dude? I have got SFTN, I have got Straw Harvest in this save right now, and I didn't break anything. I put Straw Harvest in the save today on stream. It's the same save that I was using last week, and it didn't break because I took the first half of this stream, a little under, to set up the map for Straw Harvest. What games do I play? On YouTube, it's pretty much Farm Sim and like maybe a bit of Transport Fever. On Twitch, whatever the hell I feel like. Like there's X-Plane, not Crusader Kings, Mountain Blade, Bannerlord. By the way, the World Tour streams will be on Twitch now because song requests make it so much nicer. What else do I play on Twitch? I play whatever I want on Twitch. Minecraft and stuff. Although I do occasionally play mod of Minecraft on here. Yeah, I've got under a terabyte left, so like the concern is there now. But as it turns out, if you set up your save to accept Straw Harvest, it will work. And by set up your save to accept it, I mean literally get rid of everything off the ground, barring like manure, silage, and chaff. Anything that's not base game needs to come off the ground immediately if you want Straw Harvest to work. You're just a solid PS4 boy now? That's fair enough. I mean, consoles are less faff when you're buying games. I will admit that, because you don't need to double check the specs to make sure that you can run them. And you won't have any issues buying games that are too old, because like, there are games that don't work on PC anymore because PCs are no longer DOS based, and you have to run DOSBox with them. Like, I can't play Theme Hospital without running a second program to make Theme Hospital work, and I own Theme Hospital legit on my PC. But I need to run Core 6 to make it work, because it needs a DOS environment, and Windows 10 is no longer DOS. So I mean, PC does have faff involved with certain games. But the upside is you buy a game on PC, you have it forever until you need to start adding extra programs in to make it work. There we go. That is really nice windrowing, I must admit. That is a really nicely, neatly windrowed field. I got nothing against people, by the way, Massey, I got nothing against people who play on console. I've got stuff against people who play on console and complain about stuff that is a console-specific problem when they could just as easily get PCs, but if you're happy playing on console, that's fine. Will I consider playing multiplayer Farm Sim? I do, occasionally. I have a server. We have the server on Ningen Farms at the moment. Ningen? The Australian map by Aussie Farmer. I think, Massey, you've been around long enough to know that I don't care what you do as long as you don't complain about it too much. Like, if there's an easy solution to your complaints, you should probably work out that solution. And work with that solution. Like my complaint, like a lot of people's complaints about Straw Harvest not working on Sandy Bay. Well, you gotta put a bit of effort in to get the map to not throw a hissy fit. Ooh, something got very angry there. You gotta put in a bit of work so the map doesn't have a hissy fit when you put Straw Harvest on Sandy Bay. You can make it work. Just gotta put in a bit of effort. I used to, Mikey, with the very first PC I ever had, because it was very low spec. Like, my initial PC build that I had was medium, like, decent spec, but there was the occasional time where, like, games just were too high spec for it. And this build is just, I can play whatever the hell I like, however the hell I like, because it's powerful and has lots of RAM. But I know that as my PC gets older, my CPU is gonna start becoming a problem. Because it's an older gen i7. So over time, you know, games will move on. My CPU will start becoming more and more underpowered for what I want to do. Or less and less overpowered, I should probably say. But for now, it works. I think everyone with a PC will have that problem, though, or like their PC just gets a bit too old for games. As specs increase and their PC stays with the same specs for too long, you know. It's always going to be a problem. Like, it's always a problem that happens around the release of a next-gen console. 143 bales to move manually. GG. Hey, Mossy. Or actually around the release of a new Battlefield game, because I built my original PC around the time Battlefield 3 was coming out, and everybody thought I was building it for Battlefield 3. I was like, no, I'm building it so I can play Minecraft better. Leave me alone. This PC was built so that I can render videos easier. This current spec was just built to last over time and build PC, render videos easier. Now, I don't render videos all that much anymore, but it's a pretty decent streaming rig. Favorite tractor brand? Probably Class, because I like their color scheme. As long as your PC can play off as 19-year-old good? Yeah. Everybody needs PC. Well, everybody who has a PC needs it for different things, or wants it for different things. Uh, 2060 Super, i5 8600K, 32 gigs of RAM. Yeah, honestly, like, I would think that the bottleneck on your PC, because every PC has a bottleneck somewhere, is actually between the CPU and the graphics card. Like, I've got 32 gigs of RAM in this thing, and ain't no bottleneck there. My CPU is an old i7 4700K, 4790K even, and it's showing its age now. It's not as good as it used to be. Adding liquid cooling helped. It's probably got me another year or two of use out of this. But there will come a time where I need to swap out my CPU and motherboard and all that kind of stuff. Good laptop for uni. You don't even need a powerful laptop for uni. Like, you just need a half-decent one. What I'd like to see added to the next farm sim. Orchard farming. Orchard farming. That is my next thing. That's what I want for next farm sim. Because that would open up... This is how I think when it comes to, like, stuff farm sim could do with adding. Is like, what would open up the doors for Giants to add the most stuff moving on from that? And like forestry, I think was a good move because they could add, like, there's still stuff they could add for forestry. There's still a lot of improvements they can make to forestry. But with orchard farming, there's so much orchard-specific equipment in the world that you could basically make a game that was just about orchard farming and have as much equipment in it as FarmSim does right now. I think orchard farming opens up the most doors for Giants to move forward with getting new brands, getting new equipment, getting new styles in, getting new crops, getting new ways to do things. That's, I think, where the next step is for FarmSim as a whole. I'd like to see more root crops too. Expansion of the animal system would be great. Further expansion. I know there was an expansion in FS17, I think it was. But just expand upon features and build new ways into the game to play the game. Because there's a lot of cool stuff that Giants can still do. And they can keep effectively the same graphics engine, just tweak the lighting engine a bit to get rid of some of the... or to counter some of the complaints that people had about the game. Fix the cloud system a bit, because that's something that everybody's learning still. It's still a very new system with the volumetric clouds, so you know there's going to be weird stuff happening there, and it's not going to be perfect for a couple of iterations yet. But you know, just general improvements and orchard farming, I think, would be the two greatest things I'd love to see in the next game. Practice a bit overkill, it's fine. I think my dinner's cooking. I think I can smell chips. I can either smell chips or paint, one of the two. Better animal mechanics, integrated seasons, carrots, lettuce, orchards, better lighting, job done. Pretty much. I mean, integrated seasons would help with the lighting. The issue there would be that some people would think Seasons was overkill as a game feature, so you'd have to have a way to turn Seasons off. You have to have Seasons as a toggleable thing. No game's perfect at the same time. That is very true. Every game will have issues, and it's just up to the devs to improve on the issues with slightly less severe issues. In every game. The only game that comes even close to being perfect is Portal, because, I mean, it's the perfect length. It's got mechanics that allow you to replay it in different ways every time, and just constantly improve. It's just, that's one of the very few games I would regard as being actually perfect, or close to it at the very least. Better than having an underpowered tractor. This is true. Always better to have too much of something rather than not enough. I mean, it'd be far worse if I was crawling around 2 kilometers an hour because I decided to put an underpowered tractor on this. Farm Sim is a deceptively complicated game, I think is the best way to put it. Because like a lot of people who play Farm Sim don't realize just how technical the game actually is. They just see crops growing and tractors. And then they end up asking, well, how do you do this? Well, and then they get a 20-minute explanation of the exact perfect way to do it. Any mods I'm specifically waiting for? Modern Classics. I am actively waiting for. I have plans for that immediately. 40's Bale Sled as well. To be honest, because I want to make conventional bales just to sell them, and the easiest way to do that is with a bale sled. I know Simulate's using them on, I think the Polish map he's using the little baler. But the bale sled would make life a bit easier. Is there a timescale for Modern Classics? Oh, the only timescale I knew or I know of is after Straw Harvest. So I would guess still we're a couple of weeks out from Modern Classics. Spoilers for Sims Polish but I don't know what he's showing off or not. All I know is he had issues trying to figure out how to load them into a trailer. Spoiler alert, he records in advance. Ugh. I think it was his Polish. I know he was messing around with it on an map. I don't know what map. But I am glad that I've got. It works better up there. I am very glad that I've got Straw Harvest now working on Sandy Bay. I'm not probably going to use it with this series until I'm probably not going to use it until the update comes out. But it is good to know that there is a way to get into existing saves with seasons without breaking it. Without breaking anything. Like, that's the important takeaway from what I've done today is you don't break stuff. You don't have to break stuff with Straw Harvest and Seasons. What will be in Modern Classics? It will be the same pack as it was in the DLC in FS17, with the exception of the removal of the Harvester, which is already in game, or as good as, and the Cedar, which is already as good as in-game. They're the two differences. The dribble bar... I don't use dribble bars all that often, so... Fast track from that back. The fast track from Modern Classics will be replacing the Arian. The Arian, the little tractor on here, that's being replaced by the fast track. It's just there as a placeholder. And the Load-All will be replacing the Class Scorpion. The Scorpion is also a placeholder. Because I feel like those two are much better fitted to this map than the Arian 400 and the Class Scorpion, respectively. Why don't you use it for slurry setup with the new hose mod? The hose mod is great. I'm gonna, when the update comes out, possibly a bit before, I'm gonna faff about with Sandy, but if I know the update's coming on a certain day, I'll possibly take a day before that off from streaming and work on learning installing hose mod into maps. Is Massey in Modern Classics already a mod in the game? It might be a mod already, but it's not the same Massey. Won't be the same one. Because for Modern Classics, Matt actively went out and got sounds for an actual Massey for that. If memory serves, you had to push start that Massey too. You had to bump start it because the engine or the battery was dead, or something like that, and they had to bump start it. What's not working with the hose mod on Sandy Bay? The map. I want to install it into the map itself, so that I don't need to have the lagoon. I'll drive around the back of the cows so you can see what I've done. It was Granddad's or something, yeah. So like, I'm looking forward to that because straight up, I really like Matt's work 99.9% of the time. He does screw up sometimes. So if you look, here's the base game, well, here's the base map lagoon. With slurry in it. Here's the extra lagoon that I had to put in, also with slurry in it. I want to edit the map so that this can be removed and all the slurry comes from this, with the hoses. When did Sandy Bay come out for console? It hasn't yet. I'm on PC, I'm just using an Xbox controller. So if you see Xbox prompts, it's because I'm using the controller. In fact, I can show you. Look, there's my... Oh, chroma key's out. Ah! There's my Xbox One controller that I use. So what? Even when you see Xbox prompts, it's because of that. It's not because I'm on console. I've played Farm Sim on console exactly once. And that was on PS4. I think it was PS4. In the Giants office in Erlangen. They gave me a go on the console version, and it's honestly not too different from the PC version. I found, at least. Like, it obviously handles slightly differently, it behaves slightly differently, it reacts slightly differently, but, it's not that far removed. Obviously the mods are going to be different, because requirements and whatnot. But the best version for Xbox, play it once before getting a PC. Yeah, I mean, I've never owned Farm Sim on console. In as long as I've played Farm Sim, I've not had a console. I got it after starting PC, after picking up PC gaming about 10 years ago now. And I haven't really looked back since, to be honest. I've been PC gaming for 9 years. 9-10 years. And with custom builds. And I've no regrets over it. Because, like, honestly, it's easier. It's so much easier, PC gaming. There's so much more available. You can save so much money on getting just the free game offers from Epic or from GOG or from Humble or from wherever. You save money in the long term. Spend a bit more maybe on the PC at first, sure, but you save on games. Like, I got 2 or 3 Assassin's Creed games. I haven't paid for one of them. And they're all legit above board. Yeah, there's no piracy. I don't really pirate stuff. Ever. There's certain stuff that I might for various reasons, including no longer available. There's a NASCAR game that literally the only way to get it is to pirate it. Do I know of any slurry mixers for FS19? Not off the top of my head, no. I'm not as detailed with the mods that I can remember in FS19 as I used to be. I used to know like almost every mod off by heart where you could get like every mod that was on the mod hub at least. I used to know almost every one. It's just like I don't know of most mods for Farm Sim now. And I'm kind of fine with that because it gives me more time. Like outside of streams, I don't think of Farm Sim all that much. I'll be honest. Because I don't have... Like, I've got a lot of free time, you could argue, but I'm always trying to work on something or other. Or learn something, or take some time to just relax with a video or a stream. And most of what I watch now is streams. There's way too many, but oh, that's kind of the second issue, yes, there's tons of mods. Let's get this silage compacting now. I wasn't anticipating getting that much. We have 341,000 litres in the pit, and it's 10% compacted. Hang on, why am I using this to compact the silage? Let's get the proper silage compaction machine going. I'm hoping this still works. It's easy to get burned out as well. Yeah, totally. That's why I don't care about outside streams and why I have been playing just random games a bit more of late is just because I know I'll be playing a bit more Farm Sim on a per stream basis. Like usually streams are 2 hours. This one's been going on for 2 3/4 already. It's probably going to continue for another 15-20 minutes to take up to the 3-hour mark. Here we go, silage compaction machine. For those of you that didn't know, because the combines in Farm Sim are so hilariously heavy, they are actually the best machines to use to compact silage. What are all these fill points at the side? At the side of the yard over here. These are where I get my seeds and fertilizer, these two sheds. This is my cow feed mixer. You got your hay, your straw, your silage side. Then I can pick up TM. Why is that? Oh, that's probably not supposed to be like that. I can pick up TMR on the other side there. And that's what all those little fill points are. Alternating between Farm Sim, Uncharted 4, GTA 5 Online to burn out. Yeah. Like, I've been playing a lot more Flight Sim lately and just kind of faffing about, and the latest one's the 757. But I got plans for the next World Tour stream to fly a turboprop, because they're relatively short hops, and the turboprop I'm thinking of is really quite fun for me to fly, and it's one of my favorites. You actually can't get burnt out? Look at you, Xander. I get burnt out very quickly and very easily. So you'll probably find that I'll do maybe 1 or 2 farm sim streams in a week, and then I'll play other games like every other day. So follow me option farm sim mod? Yes. Follow me as a mod. Actually, I need that open so that I can see how compacted the silage is. 21% already? See, look. This actually works. It looks stupid, but it does work. Using a combine is great. Get bored after hours. When you're playing the game with someone, it's a lot more fun. Yeah, it's a lot more fun in multiplayer if you're playing with people that you can have a really good chat and a joke with. This is the same with every game. Have I been following the upcoming release of SnowRunner? A bit, but it's not a game that I'm likely to buy. So I've not been following it religiously. There are 2 games that I've been following religiously, any information, and they are Microsoft Flight Sim, which I'm hoping will come before the end of the year, although with everything going on that might change, and Dead Stick, which is a bush flight simulator that I am also hoping will have some sort of playable version before the end of the year. Hey Guillermo. You play with Johnny, a lot more fun than playing on your own. Yeah. But that's the thing, is like, multiplayer can be really fun. It can also be the most frustrating thing in the world. In any given game. So I don't tend to do much multiplayer because I get really frustrated very quickly. I'm gonna be real with you, Killian. Farm Sim's netcode is not the greatest. It could be a lot better than it is. For anybody who's joining me, I've not gone insane. I am... It depends on how well you know the people. Yeah, like Sim and Fahy and that multiplayer was the best I've ever done. The most fun I've ever had in Farm Sim, because we knew the level of trolling we could get away with. And it wasn't just constant. Although it did seem like it in the videos that we ended up editing, but it wasn't constant trolling. It was a certain level where we'd do it periodically, and then we'd edit those bits together in the videos. Am I gonna do multiplayer with them again? I don't know. Normally the answer would be no, but who knows with what's going on at the moment. Yeah, Massey, there's a reason that I have closed mics during MP, and like, I do sit in the Discord during MP, so that the people in the server can get some live audio and they don't have to have the stream open, so that if they got not great internet, they don't need the stream open to know what's going on. But at the same time, like, I'm not gonna have open mics for everybody because it becomes a mess very quickly. Everyone's got a hell of a lot more time now. So like, who knows what's gonna happen. Sometimes when I join random servers, you have fun, do farming, make friends with a few of them. Yeah, that's one of the joys of multiplayer. Like, that can happen. There's one kid, yeah. But I think you can see why I don't do that, Massey. Like, you know, fair play to VF. He's doing his own thing with it. He's doing what he wants with it. I'm not going to criticize, but something like that would irritate me to the point where I wouldn't want to do multiplayer. Can I get a leveler? Can I get this on 3-point? Yes. Simulate Snowboard is making videos again. Fun fact, he was actually planning on coming back anyway. It's just that it was very, I would say convenient, coincidental timing that he just happened to come back as everything was shutting down. Like he was planning a comeback anyway. Yeah, open mic anything only really works when everybody knows what the deal is with the open mic. Yeah, when it's 3 YouTubers, they know to a certain extent who gets to talk when and what the best way to run it is. Send him a video. You're really fascinated with that song all of a sudden, Xander. I'm slightly concerned. I maybe shouldn't have played it in the stream last night. Yeah, like that's kind of one of the problems with open mics is like people can play sounds through their mics by mistake, which isn't the greatest. All Giant staff are working from home, Killian, but they're still working to office hours. So, I mean, some of them might not be. Some of them might be getting so bored they're doing extra work, but who knows? But they are working from home. They have everything set up to work from home, luckily. I'm just glad you're not a scoop. Yeah, you're probably getting a lot of trouble for singing that. So look at this professional side edge leveling, yo. Actually looks like I vaguely know what I'm doing. You're just singing the chorus, good lord. reasons. Yeah, I need to set your nickname. Oh, your nickname back, Massey. There we go. 77% compacted. Highly professional site leveling services, brought to you by Rainbow Dave. Be handy. Yeah, I'll do that after the stream, unless one of the guys who can do it they're listening and do it now. I don't know who's here and who's not. Because of you. %already? Oh, 85. I mean, 85% is still pretty good so far for this pit being leveled. It was me. It was probably me. That sounds like something I'd do. Ah, see, it's funny though. I mean, it is. I cannot deny that. Depresso coffee would also be funny. No, we've done that joke already today, Massey. Depresso as a joke is done. It's not done as your new Discord name. I mean, it has been done because it's your Discord name. Part of Ireland from County Tipperary. That song is mental. Yes, it is. I love it. But there's a reason that I've been calling it the unmentionable song. And my Xander's been very careful not to mention the actual title. It's basically beep 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 beep, yeah. You can't, literally can't say that any of the lyrics in this stream. Right, let's try getting 100% compaction now. And for that, I'm going to use the Combine, because I need to move the Combine after this anyway. $99. $100. Blanket the silo. There we... oh! You can say... you can say with an anchor, so at least some of the lyrics can be said in the stream. Yeah, that's true. I mean, the majority of the verses you can say. It's just the chorus is definitely not PG. Really miss Nasal. A lot of people do. I'm gonna be real, I wasn't ever all that much of a fan of that map. Xander just confirmed, yeah, Mike, you can see why I've been very, very careful about not saying the title of that song. It's a good song, though. Very good song. You really played the hell out of it. It's quite fun. With Nasal, yeah. I mean, I'm fond of the memories from Nasal. I just literally never was gone on that map. Nothing against Tom, nothing against Nap. It's just never really was for me. Yes, that was me that sent you flipped by a sausage. The completely PG edit of the song. Have you turned on hazards on Xbox? Don't think you can. I think I'm gonna end the stream here, and now said I have food, but it's 7:15. There's nothing I can really do. It smells like food's gonna be done soon. So I'll end the stream here. I'll be back tomorrow with something. I don't know what. So until then, stay safe and enjoy the shiny new end screen.